Hello, everybody, and good evening. This is R.S. Mallory and my co-host David Wall this evening. It is June 1st, 2023, and we are going to be discussing the basic skills of networking and what other people think networking is. It's really funny because as you're prospecting and you're looking for folks to join your business and or try your products, we have different scripts and different ways of approaching people, either on social media or on the telephone or in person. Some people are still doing meetings or home parties too, and that's all fine. Whatever you're comfortable with, and you could have a variety of different ways to do it. But the most important thing is to let people understand that networking is not, you don't need a PhD, you don't even need a high school diploma to do networking. And people do networking on a daily basis, and they don't even recognize it. It's kind of like an unalienable right. People by instinct will network. The amazing truth is that there's all different kinds of people, and they wind up networking in various different ways. For instance, your sister is networking when she discovers Maybelline mascara. When I was growing up, it was a $3 tube of mascara, and it's in a pink tube, and the ladies will understand, and they'll be shaking their heads when they listen to this. They know what Maybelline mascara is, and I would bet Cheryl knows what it is too, David. And it's still now only $5 or $6 a tube. There are other mascaras out there that are $25, $30, $40 a tube. Yikes. But I told my sister about my Maybelline mascara, and she threw away her $35 mascara, and now she's using the Maybelline mascara, and she's telling all of her friends about it. That's networking. Your mom, when she finds a terrific new fish store at the fishmonger and stuff, she tells all her friends in the neighborhood, and they all go to this fishmonger, and they say, Cheryl sent me. And then he might give her a little something extra in the bag when she buys her fish the next day. It's a special place, and it's a special thing to do, because that vendor is going to appreciate that Cheryl is bringing all of her friends. Neither my sister nor Cheryl are getting paid by that fishmonger or the people who make Maybelline mascara to tell other people and refer other people about it. Your brother found out through his basketball club that there's an opening in the athletic department in one of the local universities, and he's looking for a job. So he told all his friends, and they told him about it, and he went and he applied for that job, and he got that job. That is instinctive networking. Your son needs books for college, and there's some really out of print books. So he asks all his friends and family members, and his dad is an alumni of that university, and he gets on his text and stuff, and he texts everybody. And guess what? All of his friends find the needed books that this young man needs to do his studies in university for the first semester, all for free, all within their circle of friends. All of these things are actually native networking. And so in order to get paid for it, we have network marketing. It's called also direct sales. Networking basics are just a simple code of living. It means that everything that we're doing in our daily lives, like the things that I just talked about, we focus on doing them the right way so that we can help create our own wealth, and we help other people do the same thing. And it's a big reveal. When you reveal to people that this is one of the most instinctive basic skills that a person needs to become successful at networking, and you point out the things that they're already doing in their life, the big light bulb goes off, and they go, okay, I get that. I don't have to be afraid of this anymore. This is something that I could do. And when I monetize my skill for doing that, then I can even get paid for it, and very lucratively. For instance, David, I know you have children and grandchildren, and the kids are all grown now, but I bet you and Cheryl were active in the PTA. And I would assume that Cheryl maybe was, president or vice president of the PTA, or maybe she organized the parties and stuff like that. That entailed and involved a whole lot of networking. The Girl Scouts, when they sell their Girl Scout cookies, these days the kids sit out on the corners in front of the stores and stuff. But when I was growing up, and when you're in small towns, selling Girl Scout cookies is something that's looked upon by the town as something that they wait for every single year. And people pick up the phones and they start networking and they talk about it in church at Sunday after the services and stuff like that. And they know which children they're going to go and buy their Girl Scout cookies from. It is networking. So once we do that, we let people know that they can monetize the skills that they already have, and then that they do not have to be afraid to learn how to do this. Now, there are some other basic skills that we need, and it's how to contact people. And these days you can do social marketing. You can do it on the telephone. As I said, you can do it in person. You can do meetings in your home, invite different groups of people. David, how are you doing it? I know that you're a pastor in church, and I don't suppose you're preaching from the pulpit about your networking, but how are you reaching out to the people that you're bringing in to your business?
Well, some of the people have been, someone's been through Facebook, but I talked to a lot of people. This about sharing Cheryl's story. Cheryl talks with a lot of women at church. She's actually gone to a Bible study tonight with the women at church, and they talked to her and asked her how her diet is doing. So she's helped a whole lot in that aspect.
That's amazing. And I see you're all over Facebook, and you're connecting with people. So you've become the king of customers on Facebook, gathering people who are customers. And so that's really terrific. I actually am doing that too, but I prefer picking up the phone and calling people. And I went into my address book today on Gmail, and I located 25 people who live in Memphis, Tennessee. Of course, we're going to the Super Saturday in Memphis at the end of the month. And I started looking at each of their names and stuff. And by the way, I used social media. I went to Facebook to see if they were still around. And I reconnected with the people who I wasn't connected with and checked the phone numbers. So I'll be spending early next week contacting all these people, letting them know that I'm going to be there. And in my notes, when I have their name and their address and where they are, I put, for instance, Steve, one of the ladies was in Zango.
Okay.
I did some trainings for one of the big leaders in Zango. And so that's how come I have the notation for this gal in my address book for Zango.
Sandy?
No, yes, I did trainings for Sandy. So that when I call this gal next week, I'm going to say to her, hi, it's RS. And you were on some of our trainings in Zango. And that was back in 2007. And I realized that was some time ago, but I see now you're involved in, the lady is doing some pastoring herself in Memphis. So I looked at her Facebook profile and I looked at all the things that she's doing now. Even though I haven't been connected with her all these years, we still have a commonality. We still have something in common. And I know that she's also a networker. So I will be able to contact her and hopefully invite her to have a cup of tea and, maybe come for an hour or two to the Super Saturday and take a look at the organization. So that's just using my skill of being social myself and using the expertise that I have and the relationships that I have already built. So when we talk about a code of living and, what you say and what you do when you're prospecting people is simply be a resource person. I full well expect when I talk with this lady, I'm going to ask her some questions, after we acquaint, what she's doing now, what she likes to do, what her challenges are, this or that, what her goals are. And then as a resource person, I can point her in the direction to, or invite her to the meeting that we're also having. So that's a good thing to do too, be a resource person. You should also be willing to teach other people, gift, G-I-F-T, give away your skills. If you have a good skill that you have that a lot of people don't have, feel free to share it with other people and teach them how to do it. And my number one thing to always remember is when you're talking to prospects and when you're doing your network marketing business, always be kind. You never know what's going on with a person. You never know what brought them, what their motivation is to build this business. Maybe they need an extra $100 a month to pay the mortgage so they don't get evicted. And you know, Steve, that's an old story, isn't it? Particularly today.
Oh, it's going up and up and up. It is. I wanted to ask RS, well, David, do you do a lot of social media? Because you're growing the business good. Well,
I've been doing quite a bit of Facebook. Yeah, just
oh, you do?
yeah. I've been trying to follow along with Carrie and Angel, what they've been doing. I've learned to do that.
Okay, that's where you're getting most of your prospects?
Quite a few of them. There's still some I get through my family and friends and church and everything.
Okay, but you're posting on Facebook.
Yep, sure have quite a bit.
Good.
And David is our customer king. I mean, he's got bunches and bunches of customers, and I see his posts. And you know, Steve, when I look for David's posts, and he posts or he makes a remark to somebody, or he's engaged in a little conversation, I can very respectfully go underneath his post and I can say something like, I can, if David's talking to somebody about wow, or he made a statement about Cheryl taking the boost and how it's changed her life, I will go underneath it and I will say, oh, David, I just love Boost. It has helped me with my anti-aging and helped me with this and helped me with that too, with a little smiley face. I'm not doing it for David. I'm doing it because he's engaged in a conversation with somebody else. But all the people that are going to read that post are going to read my comments as well. So it's like a testimony that David didn't ask for that gets put there. So when you have people on social media, even if you're not a terrific social media person, and Steve, you and I are learning how to use social media, but I found out I've always done that. I've come up behind people and I've always said something positive to them. Be kind. It's what leaders do. We try to be a resource person and help people any way that we can. Another thing is, I encourage people to develop themselves personally. I don't know what's going on in their lives. If they want to share it with me, that's fine. But this is like anything else. If you want to be a plumber, you have to be an apprentice and you have to take classes and you have to practice. If you want to be an electrician, it's the same way. If you want to be a doctor, you got to go to 9 years of school to do the same thing. Again, practice. So it's very, very important to hone your skills, make sure that you sharpen your skills, and to always be filling yourself up with positive affirmations. In other words, Steve, you do affirmations. What are some of your affirmations?
Geez.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, you are. I don't know exactly what I'm going to say. I try to get involved. Like I told you, I like to ask a lot of questions and get involved with the person. Mm-hmm. And they like to talk. Most people like to talk about themselves. And if you ask them questions and they start to talk about their self, they feel like they're in a very good conversation. That's why I was trying to ask David too about some of the things he posts on there, because I need to really learn that. I don't know. You say you post every day, one or two things?
No, not every single day. 2 or 3 times a week.
What do you make a comment about the product or your curiosity thing, or?
Yeah, most of my curiosity posts. I don't never show the product bottle, or the name Wow or Boost or whatever. I'll never show it. I may have a couple of the capsules in my hand, a couple of the capsules laying on the table, whatever. Take a picture of them. And I may talk about my wife, what it's doing for her, or just talk about the product in general. What it's got a 95% success rate, and so on and so on. But I don't never show the product or not the actual picture of the bottle. Because like Carrie said, when you show that bottle right away, the first thing people do is going to run to Google and start Googling things about it. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, never show the bottle on a post.
Now, RS, you've mentioned that, and David's doing it too. I guess Carrie posts something she has a training class, or is there something that you can go and study that she's got?
Called a curiosity post, and you can post that on your own wall.
Okay, but does she physically do training things during the day, or does she have something you can go read about what she's doing?
Yeah, they've got quite a few videos. Carrie and Angel do several videos talking about.
Where do you find them? How can you find us?
Go Time Social.
Yeah, yeah.
Go Time Social.
Go Time Social. Carrie and Angel post everything in Go Time Social, all the different announcements, when they have impromptu Zoom calls, when they have trainings. She's now doing a team call on Monday night. Lori Anderson and Bill do one on Monday night as well. We're doing ours here, which I record and post on Thursday for a few minutes. But all the different things are there, Steve. Go Life is testimonial.
Yeah.
Look at any one of my emails.
I just got on with Phil. I thought Phil was going to jump on here too. He was supposed to come on.
And Go Life, here, this is where it's really good. You and I, and David, we've been in the industry for many, many years. So David's a pastor. He has the expertise. You're a professional networker. You have the expertise. I was a teacher for many years and then a networker for 30 years. So I have the expertise. We can remember the poignant testimonies that we can pull out of a rabbit's hat when we're talking with somebody. Most people can't do that. So it's brilliant that they have created Go Life. It's sponsored by corporate. Carrie and Angel and Robin Rowan now and a few of the other people are administrating it. And then people post their testimonies. So there have to be, I would say, 400 or 500 testimonies, some of them on WOW, some of them on Boost, some on the harmonic card, some on the medallion, some on, then we have Go Be Life, David, that's for the fuel tabs. There's a separate testimonial page for the fuel tabs. Again, check my email, Steve, it's on there. But for all of the different wellness products in the wellness division, it's Go Life. So then what you do is, one of my friends who is an old networker in Denmark contacted me this morning. She private messaged me. She had asked me about losing weight, and she was in one of my other businesses. And so I sent her some information about WOW. She says, "Oh, I'm really interested in this. Do you have it in Danish?" I said, "Come on." I said, "You have terrific English. You know, we used to do business together." I said, "It's not in Danish. We have it in Korean. We have it in Japanese. We have it in Swedish, but I know that Swedish is different." I said, "Get through it. May I put you in the Go Life testimonial group? I know there's some girls there from Denmark and from all over the place, and you can." So I picked out a couple of testimonies that I thought would be good for her because I know her and her body type and her circumstance. And I put the little pound sign, and then I put her name because she's a friend, and it goes out in blue. The name becomes a live link, and then you click enter, and a window will pop up and it says, "We have sent this person an invitation to Go Life." Then
okay, so you put the pound in her name, right?
Right. Then I went back to her and I said, "I just invited you to Go Life, the testimonial group. Look at your notifications. And on a smartphone, it's down at the bottom of the page. On a computer, it's up at the top of the page." I know that now. I didn't know that before. So I know she uses her smartphone. So I told her, look at the bottom of your page, click your notifications and accept that invitation. And I tagged you in a few good testimonies, but there's hundreds there. So scroll through them in time and get back to me tomorrow. So then I will follow up with her tomorrow. Now, I had a couple of other people. I enrolled another lady the other day. I didn't know this lady, but I saw she was interested in weight loss. You know, when Facebook posts all those advertisements and stuff, when you're looking through all the posts. So I said, okay. I don't know why, but I just clicked on a couple of people's names and looked and saw who they were and what their background was and what part of the country it was from. And the spirit just moved me. And so I posted, gosh, I just lost 21 pounds in 9 weeks, taking a little purple pill. I'm so excited, with a smiley face. This isn't an advertisement for weight loss surgery.
Good.
Everybody is saying, oh, how much does it cost, and this and that and everything else. And we know that surgeries don't work, because if you don't treat the whole person and their brain is not wrapped around correctly, they're going to still eat. I know somebody who lost 300 pounds literally from a surgery and then gained it all back and more, sadly. So I just posted that, and I got about 10 people who wrote me on that post, and they wanted to know, what's the name of the pill? Where do I get it?
So what did you say?
I did not post on there. I went to Mary Jane's post, and I said, Mary Jane, I'm private messaging you the information out of respect. And then I went and I private messaged her, and I said to her, I did a little 20-minute video on the product. And I also have a Facebook testimonial group here. There's hundreds of testimonials. What would you prefer watching? My little video, or would you rather read the testimonials? She said, oh, I'd rather read the testimonials. I said, that's great. I'll send you an invitation, but you need to friend me first. So see how I backed her into that? So she said, I'm doing it right now. So I went to back to my front page, and sure enough, I saw that she friended me. Now I'm able to go live, and I put Mary Jane, I found a few testimonials. I put pound Mary Jane with her last name. It turned into a link. So she'll get, and the system sent her an invitation. She actually hung around, and she said to me, oh, I got your invitation. I'm going to go and start reading now. 2 hours later, she sent me another private message, and she said to me, what's your link? I want to order this stuff. So I gave her my link, and she said, okay, I just ordered the wow and the boost and the pow.
Well, teach Phil that, because Phil knows, he's got so many followers on there. How many followers you got, Phil?
Just shy of 2,000.
So he should be posting something every day.
I generally do.
Now, here's the algorithm, Steve. Not everybody sees what you post every day, because Facebook has, alternates the people that watch your stuff. So you have to be consistent, but you don't have to beat people over the head. Like David is doing, he's doing a running dialogue about Cheryl when she first started losing weight. And then she lost more weight, and now she's lost even more weight. And at one point, he wrote a terrific little blurb that said she's lost so much weight now, it's actually changed the quality of her life. And then he went on to another product that Cheryl was taking, and he tied it in. So you can do that. The consistency comes from reaching out to people every day, but not necessarily. If you're going to post on your own wall, then be judicious about what it is that you're posting. And just again, Phil, we talked about, don't post the name of the products or the name of the company. Carrie has taught us that's a curiosity post. Also use the testimonial group, the Go Life group, and the Govi group for the fuel taps. Steve?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm going to be on there. I'm going to go to your site. I'm going to start going on there. Phil's tries to help me a lot, but he's got a lot to work with.
Look, don't be intimidated. You have the basic skills. We know what networking is. It's about building relationships. When you have somebody and you see some of those testimonies, excuse me. Let's say you check in and you're reading a testimony and you say, oh my God, Charles, that would be wonderful for Charles. Look at this. The guy lost 67 pounds. That's tomorrow. He now lost 67 pounds. He had 9 months pregnant belly, and now he's flat. Like like a 20-year-old. It's just incredible. And he's in his 60s. So if I was you, I would either pick up the phone or text or private message Charles and say, hey, Charles, how you doing? I thought of you. I just read a testimony about something and I thought of you. I'd like to have you look at it. Is it okay if I invite you to this testimonial group so you can read it? Charles will respond to you and he'll either say yes or no, or what's it about? And you can say, well, instead of me spending 20 minutes telling you what it's about, let me just put you in send you an invitation. You can read it for yourself and then we can discuss it. Okay. And when you say, okay, you're getting a commitment from him and he'll say, okay, that's fine. So then you go to that under Damar's testimony and you do the pound sign and Charles's full name. You click it and it will, a window will pop up. It will say, we've just sent an invitation to Charles. And then you can even text him back or private message him back and say, okay, I sent you the invitation. Go accept the invitation and let me know what you think. I tagged you in a couple of testimonies. That's the way you do it. And then, of course, you have to follow up. So write down, and I have now a legal lawyer's pad full of people and the articles where I'm posting and the people that I'm talking to and who and what they were and what they were interested in and whether they took action or not, whether I invited them to the group, whether they actually accepted my invitation to the group or not. So tomorrow I'll have a new promoter in Denmark because my friend will be ordering tomorrow for herself and her sister. We've networked before, and I actually opened up Denmark for another company years ago and used to send product to them. So she knows me very well. And even if I did put her in the testimonial group for her to find somebody in Denmark, she will still come back to me and join the business with me. Because we have a relationship and a know, like, and trust. But when she recognizes a Danish person in the testimonial group, she might say to them, do you have this translated? Now, supposedly we're all in this together and nobody's supposed to cross recruit. And I have found in this company, due to the system where you're tagging people, if I found out that one of the Danish ladies recruited her, I would go to Carrie or Angel and I would say, look, I tagged this lady initially in the group and she went to somebody to ask them for something in her language, but I tagged her and they will change her sponsorship. And I know that because it happened to somebody that I sponsored. They tagged somebody into the group and that person said to the group in general, how do I get the product? And said they didn't remember who put them in the group. So Carrie sponsored them. And then it turned out that this other person contacted Carrie and said, I tagged this person in the group, Carrie. Carrie immediately changed it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're going to run out of time, but I just wanted to recap. Networking is, you just need to develop some basic skills, but we have all the innate and natural native skills that we need. We all refer, Steve and Phil, you and David, you refer your guys to, the kind of beer that you like to drink. I refer ladies to Maybelline mascara. Cheryl or Cindy might have found a new fishmonger, a new fish store. They refer all the ladies to the new fish store and stuff. We never monetize it. But when you give somebody an opportunity to monetize that which they're already doing, the bell goes off in their head. When you point out to them that they're already doing this kind of stuff, they can monetize and they can help their families live a better lifestyle doing so and generate a part-time income, a full-time income, or even legacy income if they wish. And we can teach them how to do that.
Are you insinuating that Steve and I drink beer?
What kind?
Not Bud Light.
Okay, not Bud Light, it's right. So I'd like to thank everybody for being here. I'm going to post this on skills training on my YouTube channel. As always, I'll send around the link tomorrow. Feel free to use it if you like. Review it first if you didn't hear the whole call. And thanks everybody for your contributions. Thank you, fearless leader.
Yep. Thank you. That was a great article on you and the
It
network.
was a
magazine.
great article.
Okay, thank you very much. David, the link to the article is on the email that I sent around today.
Yeah, I seen it earlier. I'm gonna look at it tonight.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thanks, David.
I'm looking forward
Bill.
to seeing you in Memphis. And good evening, gentlemen.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, you guys.
Mhm.